This week, as the summer winds down and the kids are going back to school, we decided to take a small trip to the Grand Canyon. We hiked, we walked, we saw beautiful, and we also, at the end, we rented bikes and rode at the edge of the rim. It's a spectacular ride. You're riding right at the edge of the rim, a few feet away. It's risky, it's exciting, it's exhilarating. And what struck me most was that our youngest daughter, Cyril, who's 14, was riding along with us. And what's special about that is because Cyril always refused to learn how to ride a bike when she was a kid. As much as we tried, she was not interested. And so we gave it up and she didn't ride a bike. But in this summer, she came over to me and said, I want to learn how to ride a bike. Now, I never taught a 14-year-old how to ride a bike. It was always a 6-year-old or a 5-year-old with training wheels, and you go out and you try and you fall and you take off the training wheels, and it's a whole procedure, but a process and a procedure and experience. But a 14-year-old, how do you do that? So I was worried, I wasn't sure. We came out, I held onto the bike, and she rode a little bit, and we tried. And within 10 minutes, she was riding her bike. Incredible. Picked it up right away. And the third time she was on a bike, it was at the Grand Canyon. What an experience. We're coming up to the high holidays. And we're going to be doing a lot of prayers and reflection. And sometimes I get people telling me, Rabbi, I enjoy the food. I enjoy the community. I don't like praying. And it's a challenge. And sometimes I try to explain it. And I thought to myself, here is somebody who hasn't ever ridden a bike. And how do you explain to them? Well, you get on, you put your one foot before the other, you pedal. You can't really explain the way of riding until you actually experience it. The basic rule is you get on a bike, you pedal, and you try to balance yourself, and you pick it up. The same thing I would say is with Judaism in general. There's no real point in sitting and explaining how it works and why it works. It's been our heritage for 3,000 years. These prayers that we're doing, most of them are 2,500 years old. Some of them are even more ancient, from Abraham, from Sarah, from Hannah, from Moses, the prophets of old, the poets of old. These are soulful prayers, and sometimes we don't really grasp the meaning, the overt specific meaning right away. But there are deeper messages. Our soul hears it. And of course, the more we practice, the more we get into it like a meditative state. And we feel a little bit spiritually uplifted. Perhaps, yes, understanding the words, not understanding the words, knowing where the Hazan is up to, knowing where the community is up to. It doesn't really matter. My suggestion to you is, between now and Rosh Hashanah, which is 2 weeks to go to Rosh Hashanah, a little more than 2 weeks. Take the time, open a book, open a prayer book, recite the Shema, recite the Moda Ani, thanking God for giving us life, recite the prayers, thanking God for helping us stand, reconnecting to Almighty God's miracles, the miracles of creation, the miracles of nature, the miracles of life. We are very, very fortunate to have secured an amazing chazan, amazing Baal Tefillah. If you remember, in June we had a birthday party for Devorah. We had 2 students, one was from New Zealand, and we